Hello and welcome to Morning Momentum. My name is Sherry Ruskis, for those of you who don't know me, and I have been a business coach for the past 24 years. And I have started this YouTube channel because I wanted to reach out and help people grow in many different ways, from the garden to the mindset that is so important for all of us. And so every Monday morning, I bring you Morning Momentum to remind you about how you start your day. And today we're going to talk about planning. Planning, because one thing I have seen for sure over the years, for myself as well as my many clients over the years, is that if you don't make a plan, if you don't set goals, if you don't have some direction that you're heading in other than just whatever happens today. There's some days that's good and that's good for creativity, but on the majority of the days, especially your work days, it helps. And how to bring your digital calendar together with a paper calendar and make them work together to your best advantage. So in a minute, I'm going to take you through a tour of the planner that I have created, which is a digital planner that you can print out and customize all to your own. So we'll get into the Grow Planner in just a minute, but I just wanted to share a little story with you first. And that is how I got into creating a planner. Now, I have used a planner for many, many years. I have, there's a lot of stories I could share, but what really took me to this point is that during the pandemic, the planner that I had used for a couple of years prior to that, they had asked me to put together a workshop of sorts for their clients and others so that we could really talk about planning and help people with the planning process and really about life in general, right? So it was called the Wisdom Webinars, and we did a series of, I believe it was 10 sessions that we did. And I did some one-on-ones throughout that. And it was really just a beautiful thing, because a lot of people were needing it because we were going through the pandemic. And, since all of us went through it, we know that it was a turbulent time in our lives, yet kind of a good time for discovery, etc. And so what I discovered in my one-on-one coaching with a lot of these people was that they would get the planners, but then not really use them, because they didn't need this part or that part, or there was just reasons that they didn't do it, or more it was the mindset piece that I got it to plan, but then I never really used it, So I found with the coaching alongside the planner, it made a huge difference, because it got them to open it and actually start using it. And then what happened with that particular planner company that I was working with, they had some issues, as many people did, getting supplies in over the pandemic. And so things just kind of separated and we didn't go any further. But it really started me, the entrepreneur in me said, hey, there's something here. There's some reason you went on this path. And what are you going to do about it? So I started going and looking for, I can't tell you how many paper planners I ordered, brought in, and there was always one thing or another that I just didn't like about them. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing was the to-do list. Because I don't know about you, but I got plenty to do without a list telling me what to do. And yes, it's helpful to guide you, blah, 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 but it also can be very constricting, and all of a sudden you're just checking, not feeling it, not really doing what you want to do with your day. And that's what I decided, is that I wanted to create a planner that got me to do efficient things, that helped me to get to my yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals, but that it also helped me to find the joy in it and the to-dos in it. So I changed the to-dos to to-dos, and I'll explain that more as I show you the planner. But that's what really brought me to this. And then I decided it needed to be customizable, because if it's one size fits all, we're not a one size fits all kind of people, are we? I don't think so. So what I'm going to show you is the planner here, and how you can customize it depending. You might not even be in business, you might be just doing it for your personal life, and how you can take what's already on your electronic calendar and every day check in with your paper calendar, one, to see what were my to-dos from yesterday, what did I really do yesterday that moved the needle, either in my joy factor, my profitability factor, whatever that was. And then before I get into this day, how did I do yesterday? And what does that leave me to want to do today? Because sometimes I find things that are on my electronic calendar, I keep putting my hand up because it's, on my phone, and that I don't want to do today. That there's just no point for it today, or it can be put off till next week or whatever. Life is flexible. That's one thing for sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the planner on the inside. And then I have a little special for you, because as I record this, it is, going into Cyber Monday. And I thought I would do a little special for Cyber Monday. So let's go to it.
Okay, so I am delighted to share with you not only the Grow Planner, but the Grow Sessions. That is the online coaching program that comes with it, that will guide you through the different elements of the planner and just talk about things that are important to you in your life. And as we go through this, I'll share more about what that all means. And again, it's having this idea of having a written planner along with your digital planner and being able to print out pieces of the planner as you need them and want them, and keeping online what you don't necessarily need to add to your planner. We'll talk more about it. All right. So the planner itself, the first thing you would do is do your grow plan. And this is overall, there's many questions in the grow plan about where you want to go, what you want to do. And again, this can both be business or personal, depending on where you are in your life and where it's important for you to grow. I think that's the part I want to stress the most. And then from that, you will look at annual goals in that grow plan, and then move into your monthly goals, because what we all fail to do at the beginning of each year is think about the steps it takes to get to those goals or new year's resolutions, however you want to call them. We don't look at the steps that you take. So that's what we really do with this planner, is go, okay, now here's the steps I'm going to take, starting with your monthly goals. And we'll go through that and look at how that works, and then move into the weekly and then the daily planner. So I'll share more with you about that. For those of you who are entrepreneurs or business owners, also included in the planner is the SOS tracker, which helps you with your systems and making sure. One of the hardest parts of being an entrepreneur is that we have so many things to juggle, and it's actually helping you to go, okay, this month I'm working on marketing, this month I'm really working on my accounting system, so that you're dedicating time to each of the systems in your business. And then the final element of the planner, again, these are all subject to what you want or need, but we all have ideas. We have ideas that come and go. Some get implemented, some don't, because a lot of times they're just floating around in space. So with the idea tracker, it's the opportunity to be able to get those ideas down and then start, including them in your goals, or saying, if I do this idea, will it get in the way of goals that I want to attain? And maybe that idea can be put on the back burner for a while. Again, we'll talk more about that. All right, so here's the grow plan. And the grow plan has just what your top goals are that you assessed after you did your written goal plan and the questions. And then what are the steps? You'll actually have a page around the steps. What are the steps to get to each one of those individual goals, and how will I get there? Following that, it's an overall glance, month at a glance, to say, okay, here's the year ahead. Here's where I want to, each month, knowing what's in my life, what's in what I want to attain. What is the focus for each month overall that I want to look at, and maybe have a theme for that month that you want to get things done. From there, it's at the beginning of each month, it's working on this monthly grow plan and really breaking it down. Again, breaking it into steps and really taking an assessment of where you are at the beginning of that month and what's important to you, looking back on your overall goals for the year. What is it that you want to get done in this month? And then what are the top 3 goals, like above everything else, these 3 things that you want to achieve? And then what are the steps to get you there? Finally, that has an implementation plan that will help you to look at week 1, 2, 3, 4. You may be on vacation during week 3, so it's out and you know that. So it's really looking at it and getting your arms around what you want, what you desire for the month ahead. From that, you move into the weekly and daily planner, the weekly planner. And again, all this is customizable for what you want. So if you feel like a monthly and a daily is enough for you, you don't need to focus on the weekly at all. But I know that there's different times of the year for me when I really want to look at the week overall, especially when I have a very busy month happening. I really want to break down that week on Monday morning and go, okay, what is the most important thing for me this week? And then that way from there, I can move it into my daily planner and be able to break it down each day. Now, here's the deal with the daily planner. Every morning that I do this, which is most mornings, most workday mornings, I don't necessarily do this on the weekends. In fact, I rarely do this on the weekends. But I look at, okay, here's what I've already scheduled for the day. This is what I have to do. Maybe there's appointments, client appointments, etc., personal appointments, all of that. I look at that and like what has to be done and maybe what doesn't have to be done. And taking a look at what's my intention for the day? What's my most important thing for the day? What are those bright, shiny objects that might be getting in my way today? We all have things in our lives, from our personal life to our business life, that takes us off focus. And that's what I call a bright, shiny object. And then where's my support and inspiration going to come from? Because goodness knows we need it. And then moving over to the right side of your daily planner. And one thing too, and I didn't say this, these calendars are not dated, so that you can make this your own each day of the year. And again, because sometimes, we've all had it. We've had planners that have empty pages because we didn't do anything that day, or that we were on vacation, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll be able to fill in. And there's something I find empowering about going in every day and circling the day of the week it is, whatever month it is, the day it is, the year, and then really saying, okay, on this day, I am going to do. This is what I want to do. And then reminding yourself what your weekly intention focuses are as you look through the things that you want to do for the day. And another important element that I have in the calendar is connections, because I think it's so important that you look at the connections you want to make in this day. Again, whether personal, business, who are the people in your life that you want to connect with? Because our connections are everything, in my opinion. Because if it's, I want to make sure I connect with my sister today, I want to make sure I connect with an important client today, whatever it is, putting it down in connections. I have a belief that if you put down 5 connections a day, it makes your life so much more powerful for both business and, again, personal. And then finally, there's the to-dos for the day. And this is at the bottom. This isn't your to-dos. This is your to-dos. These are the things that, and normally you can do it at the end of the day, or I even like to, as I'm filling out my new planner for the day, that I'll go back to the previous day and go, okay, look over that daily planner's calendar and say, okay, what is it that I want to what were the to-dos that I did yesterday that I'm really happy that I got done? And so writing those down so that I can remember, because too often we're beating ourselves up because we're not getting enough done. So it's really like, what brought me joy to get this done yesterday? Or like was a challenge of some kind that I got past because I got that done. So that's there at the bottom of your daily planner. So your daily planner is something you'll spend a lot of time with every day. And again, you can print these out as you need them. And that's why I set up the calendar this way. And then when you're done, I just recycle my after like 6 months, I just look through it, see, kind of look at what my patterns have been, and then I can recycle it and move on. So that's why I also like the idea of this type of planner, because it's not something that you have to hold on to the planner for 5, 10 years and go, what am I going to do with this? And then throw it in the landfill. And that's never good. So you could put it in a 3-ring binder, which is how I have mine set up, and then easily take it in and out as you need it. Okay, so this page is the SOS tracker. This is for those in business. So again, if you're not in business, you don't really want to deal with this, you just don't print it out. But I would, again, this will be in the coaching program, and I would advise you to just look at it. There might be a system even in your personal life that you want to put in place, or make sure that you're from your finances perhaps, or different things. But it reminds you to get working on different parts of your business. What I have seen as a business coach over all these years, and I know even for myself, is that Michael Gerber talked about it in the E-Myth Revisited, the whole idea of having systems in your business. And when I read that book, oh my gosh, 30 years ago, I went, oh, okay, this makes sense. You got to have systems in place, because it makes you have to work a lot less. But it's going back in and rechecking those systems, because systems are as good as the time we put into them. And, so maybe your marketing, maybe I need to do my marketing on a quarterly basis, or my sales, or whatever it is within your business, or other parts of your life that you want to make sure that you have systems in. So that is, and it will be explained, all of these will be explained in much more detail inside of the planner. Or excuse me, inside of, it'll be there for you to download for the planner, but it will be inside of the Grow sessions. And then finally, as I was talking about, there's this idea tracker, and it's really a place to mark down your ideas, especially if you're an entrepreneur, and we have so many ideas. And sometimes, many times, a lot of times, we get so overwhelmed with our ideas that we don't get anything done, because one idea takes over another, and we're just getting all jumbled up in our ideas. So it's this idea about writing it down, noting the importance level of it. And again, in session 7 of the Grow Sessions coaching program, we'll go into that in detail. So that is what the planner is all about. And I just have to ask, what do you say? Are you ready to turn your to-dos into to-dos? Let's do it. For a very low price, you have this accessible to you forever, for as long as it's online, which will be a long time. And you can download these different pages, make it your own. And again, that's the beauty of the planner. And I brought it in at a low cost so that it's affordable, and it will get you going. All right.
Okay, so there you have it. There is the Grow Planner that I hope is of interest to you. Here's the link to the ordering information. If you put in the coupon code, let me get the coupon code. I forgot what it was. Grow in 24. That sounds like a great idea. And whatever way you want to grow, it could be financially, physically, mentally, all the above. But put in Grow in 24 and you will get 50% off the planner. You will get the online program, access to it immediately. You can download the pages that you want of the calendar, and yeah, you're set to go. So I hope that this day brings you what you hope, and grow you. That's what you want to do.